My name is Amy Pond. When I was 7, I had an imaginary friend. Last night was the night before my wedding, and my imaginary friend came back. I'm in the future. Like hundreds of years in the future.
But look closer. Secrets and shadows, lives led in fear. Society bent out of shape.
The Time Lords of Gallifrey led a life of peace and ordered calm. But this was to change. Suddenly and terribly, the Time Lords faced the most dangerous crisis in their long history. You realize I've been framed, don't you?
What's that?
The APC control.
If I went in there, I could discover where he intercepted the circuit.
It's too dangerous. The psychosomatic feedback might kill you.
All right, I'll fight you in your reality.
Predictable as ever, Doctor.
If the Master interferes, it'll be the end not only of this world, but of 100 other worlds too.
What is it about robots that makes them so robotic? At Wayland Industries, it has long been our goal to create artificial intelligence almost indistinguishable from mankind itself. Hello, I'm David.
What can you do, David?
I can do almost anything that could possibly be asked of me. I can assist your employees. I can make your organization more efficient. I can carry out directives that my human counterparts might find distressing.
Have you ever noticed how in Hollywood movies all the villains are played by Brits?
Maybe we just sound right.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you, Mary.
We're more focused, more precise.
We're always one step ahead.
With a certain style, an eye for detail.
Lots and others.
You tell the story about how you tried to find out what they call the Mossad when they deal with publicly?
I thought it was a reasonable question, but the trouble is you can't pick up the phone book. There's no Langley in Israel that you can look up, CIA, or in our case, the Mossad. We thought we should ask, what shall we call it in English? You can translate the Hebrew words, as I said, Mossad is institute, but when they write a letter to their friends in the CIA or the British intelligence, what do they call themselves? It took a while. It was a matter of asking the Prime Minister's spokesman. The best you could do, because officially the Mossad is under the Prime Minister's office. And I think he sort of wondered why you want to know and all that, so we explained. And he came up with the Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. I mean, if it were to have initials, it would be ISIS. Just simple words like that. Interestingly enough, kind of a British model.
And we're obsessed by power.
Stiff upper lip is key.
And we all drive Jaguars.
Oh, yes. It's good to be bad.
TV continues to redefine itself. Launching shows on the web is becoming a viable way for producers to create and fund new programs, especially unconventional shows. John Blackstone takes a look at Agent 88, which premieres online this morning, and it could make a Hollywood dream come true for its unlikely star.
Agent 88 is a dark comedy about the world's deadliest assassin. A little old lady who can conquer evil, but is more than a little forgetful.
There's just this thing that I can't find.
80-year-old Kay Darcy stars as Agent 88. The empowered older woman, the empowered woman.
Yes, you can say it, older. Go on.
Is an important thing for you to be depicting.
Well, I didn't realize how important. The more years you've lived, the more richness you've got to draw on. So why be ashamed of it, for God's sake?
Darcy has studied martial arts for years, But the British grandmother never dreamed she'd get to use it as an action hero.
May 18, 1965. Marjah Square in Damascus is filled with a charged crowd. To the shouts and jeers, like a scene from the Middle Ages, an Israeli spy was publicly hanged before more than 10,000 people. Eli Cohen met death with pride and dignity. Mossad's Agent 88 accomplished what seemed impossible. He penetrated Syria's ruling elite, won the trust of generals and ministers, and became an advisor to top military officials. The intelligence he provided helped Israel secure victory in the Six-Day War, but for that success, he paid with his life. Today, Eli Cohen's name has become a symbol of courage and devotion. He deceived the entire Syrian leadership and reached the very heart of its government. But how did he manage it? And most importantly, why was he eventually exposed? This is a true story based solely on facts. Yet the plot of this story is more gripping than the pages of any spy novel. Eli Cohen was born in Alexandria, Egypt on December 26, 1924. His family was Jewish with roots in the Syrian city of Aleppo. They lived modestly, stayed close to one another, and strictly followed tradition. From childhood, Eli was a serious boy. He read a lot and even dreamed of becoming a rabbi. His mentor in the synagogue believed he had the talent, but soon the religious school closed and the path to the rabbinate became impossible for Eli. He continued his studies at Cairo University. The world was changing at that time. In Egypt, hostility toward Jews was growing and life was becoming more difficult. But Eli did not give up. He joined the Zionist movement, helping smuggle Jews into Palestine and later into Israel. This was the first time he came to the attention of intelligence services. Eli had a special gift, languages. He spoke fluent Arabic and Hebrew and had excellent command of English, French, and even Spanish. This skill would later save his life and open doors that were closed to others. But he was being watched. Egyptian authorities suspected him of secretly working for Israel. Twice he was arrested and interrogated, but since no hard evidence was found, he was released. After the second arrest, however, the authorities decided to expel him from the country. In 1956, shortly after the Suez Crisis, Eli left for Israel. There, he began a new life. At first, it was not easy. He struggled to find work and felt like an outsider. But everything changed when he met Nadia, a beautiful woman born in Iraq. They married, and together they had 3 children, Sophie, Irit, and Shay. Eli was no longer just a Jewish boy from Alexandria. His past, his knowledge, and his experiences were preparing him for a different destiny, the destiny of a spy. In Israel, Eli Cohen spent a long time searching for his true place. In military intelligence, his job was to translate and analyze Arabic newspapers. Papers, clippings, reports, important work, but his spirit was larger than the desk. Time and again, he asked for a field assignment, but when his requests were denied, he tried to join Mossad on his own. The answer was cold: "We don't take volunteers." Disappointed, Eli left counterintelligence and spent 2 years at an insurance company, a quiet clerk among folders and stamps. It seemed the story had ended. But one day his old file landed on the desk of the new Mossad chief, Meir Amit. Languages, his Egyptian background, underground experience, everything pointed to a man worth a second look. Mossad quietly placed Eli under surveillance, watching how he carried himself, how he spoke, how he interacted with others. The conclusion was clear: the time had come. At Mossad's training school, Eli's life completely changed. The drills weren't for show. He was taught to think like the enemy and to see the city with different eyes. Walking the streets with his instructor, he learned to read the background, who was just a passerby and who might be a tail, where a camera could be safely placed and where it never should. He practiced blending into crowds, slowing his steps, quickening his pace, shifting his rhythm until he could vanish from notice. In the classroom, silence hung heavy, broken only by the tapping of a telegraph key. Eli tapped out Morse code until it became second nature. At first slowly, then faster, until his hand produced flawless rhythm without thought. Then came ciphers, one sentence transformed into meaningless signs, and only someone with the key could unlock its meaning. On the desk, small bottles of secret ink. He would write on a blank page, then reveal words as if pulling them out of thin air. There were also long hours in the darkroom where he learned to shoot and develop film, making sure not a single frame was lost to a careless mistake.
Kay was the first person we saw.
Agent 88 was created by writer-director Digger Mesh. He was inspired by this surveillance video of an actual jewelry store heist in Northampton, England, foiled by an elderly grandmother.
These moped hooligans came up and they were smashing on these windows to get these jewels.
Suddenly you see this little figure in a red coat, belting down the road, swinging a handbag, and she knocks one off his bike. He falls in the gutter.
She speaks every language on the face of the planet. French, Russian.
Mesh wrote a script about an aged, avenging angel, then tried selling the story to Hollywood.
A camera in his hands became another tool of memory. Yet, even without one, Eli's mind was extraordinary. Instructors marveled at how, after a single walk through a neighborhood, he could sketch a map of streets, alleys, doors, and windows with striking accuracy. Physical training was practical, not heroic, enough to get out of a fight and escape if he had to. No theatrics, only survival. His speech was refined with equal care. The traces of his Egyptian accent were stripped away, layer by layer, until a pure Syrian dialect emerged. He practiced not only how to speak, but how to laugh, how to pause, even how to tell a joke. Everything needed to sound like a native son of Damascus.
Yeah? Are you all right?
I am now.
Name, miss?
Flamingo. Just give me room 88.
Unfortunately, the world only believes the last man is standing. Actually, you don't remember what happened.
The thermal displacement occurred exactly 1:20 a.m. in 0 seconds!
Ah, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Doc, you disintegrated Einstein.
Calm down, Marty. I didn't disintegrate anything. The molecular structure of both Einstein and the car are completely intact.
Where the hell are they?
The appropriate question is, when the hell are they? You see, Einstein has just become the world's first time traveler. I sent him into the future.
And I realized I was going to have a problem. Everybody would be like, why? Why would you want to do that?
So Mesh and producer Jan Utstein O'Neill took their idea to the web, to Kickstarter, a crowdfunding site.
Best way to describe Agent 88 is an eclectic cocktail of Kill Bill, Crank, and Mr. Magoo.
And always there was the discipline of secrecy. Where to hide a radio transmitter, how to mask an antenna, how to send a message when someone was awake in the next room, how to plant a letter so only the right hands could find it, how to shake a pursuer who appeared suddenly from nowhere. 6 months of such days left their mark. His instructors saw it. He absorbed everything quickly, never broke under pressure, kept a clear head in all circumstances. Eli left the school a different man, someone ready to play the role of his life. Ahead of him lay a legend and a new name. After his training at the Mossad school, Eli began a new life. He had to become another man. His cover story sounded convincing. Kamel Amin Thabet, a Syrian by origin, a Muslim, a bachelor, and a wealthy businessman. According to the story, his family had long lived in Lebanon, while he himself had spent many years in Argentina. Now, Thabet was returning to the Middle East to invest his inheritance and help his homeland, Syria.
Their goal was to raise $88,000 in 30 days.
The public's either going to love this, and they're going to help us raise the money and get it made, or the public's going to hate it, and we're going to know right away.
Their campaign collected nearly $105,000.
Perfect.
And Agent 88 went into production.
I can blend in with your workforce effortlessly.
David, what do you think about?
I think about anything. Children playing. Angels. The universe. Robots.
David, what makes you sad?
War. Poverty. Cruelty. Unnecessary violence. I understand human emotions, although I do not feel them myself. This allows me to be more efficient and capable, and makes it easier for my human counterparts to interact with me.
Is there anything you would like to say, David?
I would like to express gratitude to those who created me. Happy birthday, David. From Wayland Industries. Eighth generation Wayland type. Technological, intellectual, physical, emotional.
You know you're in for a sentimental night when it starts with one of those famous Obama hugs where they seem like they're all alone, even though tens of thousands of us are watching. But enough kissing, time for reminiscing. Iowa is where Barack Obama's drive for the presidency got its start.
And you welcomed me and Michelle into your homes.
And then it happened.
And Mr. Obama got teary-eyed.
Wiped a tear from his face.
An emotional night even for a president, known for keeping his cool.
Maybe it was the cold making him cry. Nah.
To say one thing to all the young people.
Not once, but 3 times.
To all of you who've lived and breathed the hard work of change, I want to thank you.
The president used his finger.
Who believe we've all got something to contribute.
To dab away a tear. No surprise, the president's tears had some of his critics crying foul. Who cries from just one eye? Asked someone calling herself Joni Baloney. He must have just seen his internal poll numbers. He needs an Academy Award to set next to his Nobel Prize. And playing off that familiar chant, the Drudge Report mocked 4 more tears. The president's supporters fired back. Romney would have wept, but his handlers forgot to refill his wiper fluid. The president has cried before at a funeral for a civil rights activist as Michelle eyed his watering eyes. And 4 years ago, exactly one day before the election,
it's hard to talk about.
Then Senator Obama lost the grandmother who had helped raise him, and this time thumbed away the tracks of his tears.
A broken politics in Washington.
4 years apart, both times a day before the election.
To say one thing to all the young people.
But Barack Obama is no John Boehner.
I spent my whole life chasing the American dream.
With President Obama, it almost takes a still photo to capture the tears, and then nostalgia gave way to kissing those tears goodbye. Jeannie Moe, CNN, New York.
Simply put, this country and this world benefit from your commitment to Jesuit principles, to being men.
As a graduate of another great Jesuit institution, Xavier University, I have great affection for the value and purpose of a Jesuit education.
The People's Pope, from the beginning, embraced a papacy of humility, choosing the name Francis after Francis of Assisi, the 13th century patron saint of the poor. The day he was elected in 2013, appearing before crowds dressed in a simple white cassock and an iron cross, not the traditional gold. He used his pulpit to highlight the plight of the sick, the poor, and the forgotten. No surprise from a man who, as cardinal in Argentina, lived in a small apartment, rode the subway, and cooked his own meals.
He could understand regular people. I'm an ordinary person, an ordinary guy with an extraordinary job. And I think that the message was, I am one of you.
Gino, run this down to the professor for me. Sounds like it's getting a little nervous.
This is queer, look.
What's that? What do you got?
All these people applied for Social Security cards in the same town in New Jersey on the exact same date.
New Jersey?
46 Yo-Yo Dine employees, Grover's Mills, New Jersey, 11/1/38. I got some pictures, boys.
There's like a practical joke.
Go! That's a bit good.
Check out these names. John Yaya, John Parrott, John Big Booty.
Maybe not John Nolan, John O'Connor.
No way, Jose. John Smallberries? It's a joke. Maybe that's what Buckaroo was talking about when he said...
No, Reno. There are no ages and no places of birth. Grover's Mill. Grover's Mill, 1938. Why is that so familiar?
They all have the same first name. John. Somebody's playing games here. This is statistically impossible.
No, wait a minute. November 1, October, 30 days have September, April, June, November, when short February is done. All the rest have 31, October 31st. Halloween. Don't you get it? Orson Welles.
You mean the guy from the old wine commercials?
Halloween, 1938, a War of the Worlds, that fake radio news broadcast that got everybody scared thinking real live Martians were landing in Grover's Mill, New Jersey. But then it all just turned out to be a hoax. So maybe it wasn't a hoax, or maybe it isn't a hoax.
Buckaroo, President's on line 1, calling about is everything okay with the alien spacecraft from Planet 10, or should he just go ahead and destroy Russia?
Tell him yes on 1 and no on 2.
Experience the adventures of Buckaroo Banzai across the 8th dimension. Rated PG. Check newspapers for selected theaters.
Which was yes, destroy Russia or number 2?
Come on, move. Damn it. Jeez. Holy shit! Let's see if you bastards can do 90.
We've got company. It looks like one of Dr. Eden's assassins.
Steady now. Steady. Hands up.
Do you remember me, Austin Powers?
I don't recall your name, but your fez is familiar.
My name is Mustafa, and I'm the man who will be killing you now.
Let's get Elon in here so you guys can work things out. Elon?
Mike Myers returns to the SNL stage as Elon Musk. The comedian reprises his role of the Tesla Motors CEO and special advisor to President Donald Trump during the cold open for the March 8th episode of Saturday Night Live.
Let's get Elon in here so you guys can work things out. Elon?
Hi, it's me, tech support. Oh, just kidding.
The skit pokes fun at the alleged tension in the White House between Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Elon following the billionaire's involvement in the administration's new Department of Government Efficiency.
I can't believe this is the guy you've given access to the entire government.
Who sent you? You'll have to kill me. Who sent you? Dr. Evil.
That was easy.
That was easy.
Why did you tell us?
I can't stand to be asked the same question 3 times. It just irritates me.
He's not an elected official. I know you are, but what am I?
Okay, whoa.
Comedy!
Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers.
Maybe nobody knows how to stop him.
That's enough.
Mike then channels his inner Dr. Evil, which he made famous in the Austin Powers franchise while reflecting on Elon's precarious financial situation.
But Elon, you gotta listen to me, okay? Marco is a very important part of the team, and we all need to...
Phase 1 of my plan is complete. Ingratiate yourself to the president and take over the media.
People who've been in the rocketry business for decades, who say about you that you don't know what you don't know.
Well, I suppose that's true of anyone. How can anyone know what they don't know?
But when critics say you can't do this, your answer to them is...
We've done it.
He's done it in partnership with NASA, which has given SpaceX technical advice and a contract worth up to $1.6 billion, mostly for 12 cargo flights to the space station. But SpaceX's lack of experience bothers some NASA legends like Apollo astronauts Neil Armstrong and Gene Cernan. They've testified to Congress that the Obama administration's drive to commercialize space could compromise safety and eventually cost the taxpayers.
Now is the time to overrule this administration's pledge to mediocrity.
You know, there are American heroes who don't like this idea. Neil Armstrong, Gene Cernan have both testified against commercial spaceflight in the way that you're developing it, and I wonder what you think of that.
I was very sad to see that, because those guys are, those guys are heroes of mine, so it's really tough. I wish they would come and visit and see the hardware that we're doing here.
But was taking this job a bad idea? A lot of people seem to really hate me. My Tesla stock is crashing and my personal net worth just dropped by $100 billion.
And I think that would change their mind.
They inspired you to do this, didn't they?
Yes.
And to see them casting stones in your direction.
It's difficult.
Did you expect them to cheer you on?
So they're hoping they would.
What are you trying to prove to them?
What I'm trying to do is to make a significant difference in spaceflight and help make spaceflight accessible to almost anyone. And I would hope for as much support in that direction as we can receive.
How amazed were you to see your roadster up there with Starman just cruising along with the Blue Planet? And how long will we be getting live views, do you think, from the car?
Well, I think it looks so ridiculous and impossible. And you can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly.
All the way through, all the way through. Good.
So you would just thumb it down?
Perhaps the only thing better than shouldering a weapon is rubbing elbows with other action heroes. That's why Agent 88 went to Comic-Con, where Hollywood promotes its projects. It's an experience Kay Darcy only dreamed about. She spent her first 70 years in England, performing for fun in village plays. Now, Agent 88 has allowed her to challenge the Hollywood stereotype of the well-lined face.
Do you think that's what products want when they're trying to sell a car? Someone with a weathered, experienced face? No, they want the hype of a beautiful, perfect human being to enhance their beautiful, brand new car. And that's where we've got into a bit of a muddle.
So you're helping break us out of that muddle. And if Agent 88 becomes an internet sensation, the next step could be a feature film. For CBS This Morning, John Blackstone, Los Angeles.
I want to look that good at 80.
Right?
And be able to do that.
Martial
the martial
arts? arts
thing.
I know.
I'm going to start working on that.
I know. Well, let me know if you find a class. I'll do it with you.
Pope Francis turns 88, becoming the third oldest pope still in office.
On December 17th, 497 BC, the Romans celebrated their pagan holiday Saturnalia, a celebration honoring their god of agriculture and a bunch of other things, with partying and sacrifice. On December 17, 1862, the stormy history of civil rights in the United States was once again shamefully marred when Major General Ulysses S. Grant, future President of the United States, issued his infamous General Order No. 11, which expelled all Jews from Tennessee, Kentucky, and Mississippi, the states in the military district he commanded. On December 17, 1969, the U.S. Air Force shut down Project Blue Book, its investigation of UFOs. On December 17, 1989, The Simpsons premiered on American television with their first episode, Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire.
Homer, Lisa needs braces.
Don't worry. We won a dental plan in the strike of '88. That's where I got this scar.
Prince William has explained the story behind his Harry Potter scar and how it occasionally glows. During his latest royal engagement, the Prince of Wales recounted a childhood golfing incident that left him with a distinctive scar on his forehead while speaking to Pierre Paslier, the co-founder of Nopla. According to BBC's Newsround, William previously referred to the injury as his Harry Potter scar because it sometimes glows, noting some people notice it, other times they don't notice it at all. William added, "I got hit by a golf club when I was playing golf with a friend of mine. We were on a putting green and the next thing you know, there was a 7-iron and it came out of nowhere and hit me in the head."
What do we want?
More equitable treatment in the hands of management.
When do we want it?
Soon. Where's my burrito? Where's my burrito? Where's my burrito? Oh!
On December 17, 2003, the 100th anniversary of the first powered flight of a human-piloted aircraft flown by Orville Wright was marked by another aviation first, that being the first supersonic flight by a human-piloted aircraft that was built by a private company, when Spaceship One, piloted by Brian Binney, achieved Mach 1.2 in a rocket-powered test flight to a lofty altitude of 20.67 kilometers, almost 68,000 feet. On December 17, 2009, a large but largely rusted tub of a ship, the MV Danny F2, sunk off the coast of Lebanon, taking with her 44 humans. Accounts vary with numbers of people from 39 to 47 rescued, and, as far as we can determine, a record amount of domestic animals. Finally, on December 17, 2017, Orthodox Christians celebrated the Feast of Daniel, a recognized prophet in Christianity, a recognized Nabi in Islam, saintly or righteous man, and although Judaism does not consider Daniel a prophet, it does accord him status as a legendary example of a pious and good man.
Only Pope Leo XIII, who reached the age of 93, and Pope Agathon, a 7th century pope who supposedly lived to be 102, are ahead of him. Pope Benedict XVI died at the age of 95, but had left office at 85.
In Europe and around the world, there's a new car everyone's out to catch. The 88 Corona. With twin cam, 16-valve performance, it brings a new level of power to luxury. The new 88 Corona, the car everyone's out to catch.
A sign from God. Just hours after the Pope announced his surprise resignation, the heavens over Rome opened and the top of St. Peter's Basilica was struck by lightning. As the sky was lit up by the huge bolt, it led to speculation as to whether Benedict XVI's boss was less than happy with the news. The apparent divine intervention came as the 85-year-old pontiff sent shockwaves through the church on Monday after announcing his retirement, the first pope to do so in 700 years, saying he no longer had the mental or physical strength to carry on.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. Even today, there is little value in opposing the threat of a closed society by imitating its arbitrary restrictions. Even today, there is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control. And no official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, civilian or military, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed. No president should fear public scrutiny of his program, for from that scrutiny comes understanding, and from that understanding comes support or opposition, and both are necessary. I am not asking your newspapers to support an administration, but I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people. For I have complete confidence in the response and dedication of our citizens whenever they are fully informed. I not only could not stifle controversy among your readers, I welcome it. This administration intends to be candid about its errors. For as a wise man once said, an error doesn't become a mistake until you refuse to correct it. We intend to accept full responsibility for our errors, and we expect you to point them out when we miss them. Without debate, without criticism, no administration and no country can succeed, and no republic can survive. That is why the Athenian lawmaker Solon decreed it a crime for any citizen to shrink from controversy. And that is why our press was protected by the First Amendment, the only business in America specifically protected by the Constitution, not primarily to amuse and entertain, not to emphasize the trivial and the sentimental, not to simply give the public what it wants, but to inform, to arouse, to reflect, to state our dangers and our opportunities, to indicate our crises and our choices, to lead, mold, educate, and sometimes even anger public opinion.
Although fully 25% of Americans were Catholic by 1960, Kennedy was America's first Catholic president. He was also a longtime member of the Knights of Columbus, having joined soon after coming home from the war in the Pacific in 1946. And as president, he happily welcomed Supreme Knight Luke Hart to the White House. But in November 1963, his life and presidency were suddenly and tragically ended by an assassin's bullet. A nation in shock watched in stunned silence the unprecedented live television coverage of his funeral and the slow, sad procession toward Arlington National Cemetery. There he was laid to rest on a hill topped by Arlington House, with a classic view of the Lincoln Memorial to the east. Among the items buried with him was a silver rosary. Next to his grave, an eternal flame was lit, a continuing reminder of the ideals for which he had given such a clarion call as he assumed the presidency.
Well, we begin this morning, though, with some breaking news. A tsunami advisory is in effect right now in southern Japan after two powerful earthquakes. The 7.1 and 6.9 magnitude quake struck off the southern main island of Kyushu. Minutes later, two more earthquakes with magnitudes in the 4s hit. The aftershocks, of course. No word on a danger or injuries at this time.
A landslide victory for the Russian President Vladimir Putin as he extends his mandate as the leader of the Russian Federation.
Introducing the safest dog fence ever created. The new Halo Collar 3 is a virtual fence inside a collar. Easily create GPS fences right in the app, wherever you go. Teach your dog to stay away from danger and come back to safety. When they are safe everywhere, you can go anywhere. Always protected by Halo. Get the new Halo Collar 3, the safest GPS dog fence ever created.
Jesus Christ, Doc, you disintegrated Einstein.
Calm down, Marty. I didn't disintegrate anything. The molecular structure of both Einstein and the car are completely intact.
Where the hell are they?
The appropriate question is, when the hell are they? You see, Einstein has just become the world's first time traveler. I sent him into the future.
Washington Post tracked down alumni and former administrators at the New York Military Academy to learn more about the president's school records. Mark Fisher wrote that piece. He's a senior editor for the Washington Post. Mark, thanks so much for joining us. What did administrators and alumni at the New York Military Academy tell you about efforts to keep the president's school records hidden in 2011?
Well, it was shortly after Donald Trump made that statement that Michael Cohen referenced about telling President Obama that he had been a terrible student and he should release his own academic records. Within hours after that statement, the administrators at the New York Military Academy, where President Trump went to high school, received word from wealthy alumni who were friends of Mr. Trump, ordering them to go find Trump's academic record, remove it from the school, and hand it over to them supposedly for safekeeping.
Simply put, this country and this world benefit from your commitment to Jesuit principles, to being men.
As a graduate of another great Jesuit institution, Xavier University, I have great affection for the value and purpose of a Jesuit education.
President Trump, who attended Fordham, a Jesuit university, came face to face today with the first Jesuit pope. The rest is history.
Storm's coming. Storm coming soon.
A storm is coming, Frank says. A storm is coming. Our storm. Basic principles of time travel are there. Got your vessel and your portal. The vessel can be just about anything, most likely a spacecraft. Like a DeLorean. Aircraft. You know, I love that movie, the way they shot it. It's so, like futuristic, you know?
42 minutes. 12 seconds. That is when the world
Listen, why don't you come work for me?
What do you have in mind?
Something you were born to do.
Welcome to room 9.
Looking good, number 9, looking good.
Where's your dignity?
And here to discuss how Catholics are faring this election season and their discernment on this consequential vote is Father Thomas Petrie, president of the Dominican House of Studies. Father Petrie, it's so great to have you here with us, especially because we really need prayer. People are really nervous. In the biggest Catholic moments this election season, it was the Holy Father who gave his opinion on the 2024 candidates on his way back to Rome from his tour in Southeast Asia. Here's what he said.
In genere si dice che non votare è brutto.
You have to vote, and one must choose the lesser of two evils. Who is the lesser of two evils? That lady or that gentleman? I don't know. Everyone with a conscience should think on this and do it.
Now, Pope Francis slammed both presidential candidates without naming names as, quote, anti-life. He continued his explanation saying both are anti-life, but the one who throws out migrants and the one who kills babies, both of them are against life. Father Petrie, is the Holy Father equating immigration and abortion?
Well, he might be. It's hard to always divine the Holy Father's mind. You know, this language of choosing the lesser of evils. As a moral theologian, I would say we should never choose any evil.
This will be the year the American people say enough is enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Donald Trump Museum, dedicated to America's #1 citizen and America's greatest living folk hero, the one and only Donald Trump. Learn the amazing history of the Trump family.
Somebody criticized me the other day because they asked me what I do, and I said, I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care.
And I guess I have some very good enemies, and I like it that way somehow. And I really believe in trashing your enemies.
Inside, you will learn how Donald Trump's father left him a large inheritance.
Nobody's going to do more women than Donald Trump. That I can tell you. That I can tell you. And I think they know it.
Discover how in 2016 Donald Trump successfully lobbied to legalize gambling.
Part of the beauty of me is that I'm very rich.
He wants to run for president and move on into the White House. Why not?
Share in the stupidity of the average American as they made him the 45th president of the United States.
That will easily go down as the greatest president in the history of the United States. Me, Donald John Trump.
No! Hey, no! Hey, wait, you come with us upstairs. There we go, Sonny. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. The easy way.
Public outrage explodes when a sham election leads to incumbent David Adams accepting a second term in office.
Take a look at what happened.
A second term in office. During the 57th Inauguration Day ceremonies, Washington, D.C. is struck by a low-yield nuclear weapon, killing David Adams and most of the U.S. Congress. The destruction of Washington, D.C. effectively breaks the chain of succession, sending the nation into chaos. In an emergency vote, the European Union deploys peacekeepers in the greater D.C. area to secure international interests. With separatist sentiment rising, California's governor declares home rule and secedes from the Union. Texas follows quickly and declares sovereignty, taking neighboring states with them and forming the Republic of Texas.
Donald Trump held the first rally of his 2024 White House campaign on Saturday at an airfield in Waco, Texas.
You will be vindicated and proud, and the thugs and criminals who are corrupting our justice system will be defeated, discredited, and totally disgraced.
Bang, 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 bang. There you go.
I'm a gangster. That's it. That's the life.
The Alto Knights now play.
Waco is known for the 1993 deadly standoff between the FBI and the Branch Davidian cult.
And it's been 32 years since that deadly raid on the Branch Davidian compound just outside Waco. The siege followed a 51-day standoff between federal agents and the Davidians, a religious group led by David Koresh. The feds launched the raid, suspecting the group of stockpiling illegal weapons. A fire sparked during the assault, engulfing the complex. 76 Branch Davidians were killed, along with 4 ATF agents. 20 other agents were wounded. 9 Branch Davidians escaped the fire and were later arrested and prosecuted.
Now, the once United States of America lie in ruin. The time for words has passed, and a second American Civil War now erupts as 7 factions wage war across the land. They battle one another to reclaim a nation, to restore peace, to rebuild this shattered union.
Figures. Well played. That was some risk.
I was very careful with Ernie collaborating with me every step of the way to be able to find the movie narrative inside this dense forest of Ernie's profound imagination.
The Oasis being the ultimate toy box with all the toys in the world, and then playing that with one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. It results in just amazing action and such a fun adventure.
Ernest Cline is such a visionary, and I think has seen the future before any of us possibly could even imagine it.